Hello and welcome back to Wax Cat Vinyl for episode 3 in our series where we review the albums in this haul of 45 albums. Today we're going to be talking about two albums, The Grassroots and January Jones. First off, we have The Grassroots, who were an American rock band that would chart frequently between 1965 and 1975. Over their career, they would have two albums that would be certified gold, and they would chart 21 singles on the US Billboard Hot 100. 14 of those singles would make the top 40, and 3 would make the top 10. They would end up selling over 20 million albums worldwide. When the band first started out, they were one of many US guitar pop rock bands, but over time they would develop their own unique sound that drew heavily on British beat, soul, rhythm and blues, and folk rock. A number of their recordings also featured a brass section, which was somewhat of a novelty at that time among American rock bands, as groups like Chicago were just starting to develop. The Grassroots would start out in mid-1965 as a project of LA songwriter and producer duo P.F. Sloan and Steve Barry in an attempt to cash in on the growing folk rock movement. When they found some interest in their new band, they went looking for a group that could take on the Grassroots name, and they found it in a band called the Bedouins. This partnership would break up just a few months later, and the third and most successful incarnation would come in the form of a new partnership with an LA-based band called the 13th Floor. Interesting fact, one of the members of the 13th Floor was Creed Bratton, who would become well known decades later for his role in the TV sitcom The Office. Bratton would end up leaving the band following a disastrous performance in 1969, and this would kick off the first of many lineup changes for this version of the band. This collection had two 45s from the Grassroots. The first was Heaven Knows, which was released in 1969 on the album Leaving It Behind. It would peak at number 24 on the US Billboard Hot 100. The B-side track was Don't Remind Me. The second is Two Divided by Love, which was released in 1971 on the album Move Along, and it would reach number 16 on the Hot 100. The B-side track was Let It Go, which was actually recorded on an earlier album, More Golden Grass, in 1970. The next artist today is January Jones, which was the stage name of Jacqueline Allison, who was an American pop singer active in the 1960s and 1970s. She was very active in the Las Vegas scene, performing at venues such as the Plaza Hotel, the Sahara, the Eden Rock Hotel, and the Latin Casino. She also appeared on a number of TV shows, including The Merv Griffin Show, The Regis Philbin Show, and would actually make numerous appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Jones was also featured in a number of Scopatone videos and was once referred to as, quote, the Scopatone Queen, drawing more quarters on those machines than anybody else. If you aren't familiar, a Scopatone is a jukebox that features a 16 millimeter film, and it was considered the forerunner of modern music videos. So Jones would release 3 singles, and this collection has 2 of those 3 45s. I Cry Alone was her first single, released in 1964. The B-side song was Try Me. The second that we have is Poor Someone, which was Jones's third single, released in 1966. The B-side was Whenever I Dream of You. Now, this version is a white label promotional copy, which was usually provided to radio stations and not available for retail sale. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. You can head over to Tucker's Jukebox, where you can listen to these albums and a whole host of other albums that we have posted out there. And make sure you hit like, subscribe, and come back to check out